Hey guys, what's going on? So today this is going to be my sort of new video. Obviously, I'm gonna do a sort of little bit of a tutorial slash info on how to combine certain aspects in Photoshop to make your mascots look professional and complete. For example, like if I go into this, how the background and all that other stuff combines with each other to really bring out the mascot and make it look professional. So to start off with, if you're following the tutorial, we're gonna go to new, and we're gonna go to. So yeah, sorry, I've got a cough real quick. I've got a cough, so like I'm gonna be coughing a little bit this video. I'll try not to cough that much though. So go to. These are my presets. The title doesn't say for some reason. I don't know. I don't judge. I usually know, but just by the pixels what I'm using. So 1000 by 1000 is what I make logos, just because it's a good overall size. So to start off with, where we have this. So this is the transparent background I was on about, because there's no point in having a colored background because you're just going to change it anyway. So you might as well just use a rectangle shape and etc. So to start off, we're going to be importing one of my logos I've made. We're gonna just find one that I can use. We'll just use one of these, one of the recent ones I've made. We use this guy. So this is a samurai logo I've made. You can buy all these logos, by the way, they're for sale on my shop. It's skydesignsnz.myportfolio.com/shop. You can go and buy them. They're about 20 USD each. To buy one, just go on the contact page and just say what logo you want to buy, or add me on Steam. Links in the description, and you'll be able to add me on Steam and just talk to me on Steam. So yeah, this is the mascot I made, and this right now looks kind of disgusting in a way. Like, it looks kind of bland. It's nothing. And like, to start off, you need a sort of dark background. So what I usually do is I would go to the eyedropper tool, which is this tool up here, and just sample the darkest color on here. So the darkest color on the logo, and make that the background. So obviously make a new layer and make that the background. So that means it brings out the background, or it brings out the front on the foreground of the logo. And what you want to do then is you're going to want to sorry for my coughing. You want to do some basic things. So you can tell that I've made the logo so the light comes down from the top, so I need to quickly add that. So if I just change my brush size, you can do that by pressing the square brackets there. Just add the light on the top and change the opacity down to about 50. So yeah, that means there's a light source coming from the top. So now you want to add some stuff to make this a little bit more better. So I quickly made a new layer. We're going to name this one background. You don't have to. I didn't usually do this, but it's just for the tutorial. This is going to be light. This is going to be another layer soon, or I'll delete it for now so that you don't get confused. So what you're going to do, you're going to duplicate your logo. Doesn't matter if it, and you want to duplicate it and change it down a layer so it's below the original layer. Control T it to make it bigger, or to make it thing. You want to hold shift on the corners and hold shift and drag. If you hold shift and drag, it does it on the axis. Hold shift and drag, and you want to really zoom it in a little bit. You want to zoom it in so that it zooms in. Well, basically, the way that I get the framing is, it depends on the type of logo. So this is a samurai. It's really triumphant and really powerful. So you want to try and get this above it, or maybe somewhere like in the middle, or somewhere it shows that this thing is supreme and above people. So you want to put it right about there, I reckon. Once you've done that, it looks kind of weird now. You're like wondering, how do I make it blend in and stuff like that. So you want to go to the opacity and change the opacity down to about 70%, so it blends in with the background a little bit. You want to go to filter while still selected on this layer. Go to Gaussian blur, just so you know how to get to that. You go to blur gallery, Gaussian blur. Change the Gaussian blur to whatever you feel like it. So the lines are still defined, but they're not too blurry. So you still can see the lines, they're just not too blurry. Press OK, and once you've done that, that's practically it. But there's a huge thing you can do. If you go to your eraser tool, just press yes, so you rasterize it. You want to erase just a bit of this bit under here, so it brings out that foreground again. It brings out the background bit of it, and just erase a little bit of a corner. Now this blends in the logo from the background. Now, still lacking a lot. So what we can do is we can go on top of these layers, so below the light, and add a brighter layer, so about bright red, as red as you can go. That's not red. Change it to an overlay, and change the opacity down to about, I'd say to about 30, maybe a little bit less, about 25. So what this does is on the overlay, so if I was to change it to a lighten, it would do the whole thing. Overlay overlaps it. So imagine putting a piece of plastic on top of a really oddly shaped ground, and you melt the plastic, it melts onto the ground and shapes the ground, like tracing it practically. It's like that. It forms onto the actual logo, or the whole thing that you've selected the thing over, and the colors then evolve around that and lapse around it, so it's like covering it, and it makes it more vibrant, especially if you're using a brighter color and you have a darker colors. It brings out the lighter colors. So once you've done that, still a lot that can be done to it. Another thing you can do is below this layer, so below the actual artwork layer, so this is artwork is the main logo, you go a darker one again and highlight, just get a pen tool and go corner to corner roughly. I'm going to change that to a shape, fill. Hey Phil, how's it going? Change that to a fill. And you want to change this to a, why isn't it filled? Just realized it hasn't filled. Okay, we'll just do it again. Okay, so you want to put this below this. Change that to an overlay. Change that all the way down again. Just so you can barely see it. And there we are. That just adds a little bit more depth to it. Just brings it out a little bit more, the background. You can obviously then, if you don't like how it's like a line, you can go the eraser tool. Make sure you can go rasterize layer. So it brings it to an actual layer that's editable. Change your flow down to about 45. By the way, flow is how much comes out. So if you imagine the circle as the more flow it is, the more the circle is filled, and the less flow it is, the less of the circle is filled. And you just go across it really softly with that like that. And that just brings out a little bit more. Just brings out the colors a little bit more. That's what the whole point of what you're meant to do. Now, to top this off, to make it on the light layer, you want to add a dark layer. So with the flow as it is, you want to just add a little bit of a darkened layer, just so it brings out that background a little bit more. On top of that, and then add actual dark layer, more dark. I realize it's not painting. Oh, it's because I was an eraser tool. Fuck me. So yeah, you want to go. Sorry, bring out that dark layer. Change the opacity down a little bit more. And there you are. It just brings out a little bit more, and that's basically how you can fully make a logo, quote unquote, pop. You can make it stand out a little bit more from the others. Now, I would hand that to a client. That's fully done. That's a fully finished logo. I'll go file and export this. Usually I would put a watermark on it, but since it's a YouTube tutorial, I'm not going to put a watermark on it. I'll just go to new. I'll just save this as YouTube tut. Did it save? I'm pretty sure I pressed cancel. No, it saved. So yeah, this is the original one that I did, which is what I would use normally. It's not going to load. I don't know why. I'll just close this. Nope. Sit in here. This is the one I did originally. This is the another way of doing it. How you just bring out the dark layers and leave the light colors in the background. So the colors are the whole point. But on the other one, the whole point on the other one was the lighter colors, not the darker colors. So it's practically an opposite. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this tutorial, make sure to leave me a follow, or aka subscribe to me. I'll be doing daily, hopefully daily, videos on tutorials on how to make logos. I'll also be doing speed art, so you can go check out my robot speed art, which I just did. It's kind of alright. It's for a YouTuber named Skits Machine. He's a pretty decently big YouTuber, 140,000 subscribers. This is a concept I made for him. Well, obviously he's not taking the concept. We're going to change it up to make it suit him. But yeah, if you enjoy my content, please leave me a subscribe and a like. Make sure to comment on my video. Follow me on Twitter as well, because I'll be doing giveaways and shout outs on Twitter. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, like and subscribe, and peace.